of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let us pray. Dear Lord, we just ask you, Lord, to bless these proceedings, Lord. Ask you for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding as we do the city's business. We ask all this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. All right, now call this meeting of Fort Lauderdale City Commission to order. My glasses out so I can see what I'm doing. First of all, we have the consent agenda, the regular commission meeting for 1/19. Has everybody had a chance to look it over? Need to get a motion to approve. Motion by Commissioner Ashbrook, second by Commissioner McCrone. All in favor? Aye. Motion passes. Port St. Joe redevelopment agency.
Quick update. We're making good progress down at Core Park with the Lighthouse Keeper Quarters. We finished the outside rehab work on Sleeping Beauty, which is the one closest to the lighthouse, and the painting contract. They're actually going to start pressure washing tomorrow, I think, and the painting will start next week on that facility. So, is there any questions on anything with Core Park? Anything we're doing down there? We had one of our board members decide that it was too busy, could not make meetings and whatnot with his work schedule, Ben Carnes, and we're seeking a replacement. I had talked to one person who they're very interested in serving on PSJR right now, was Andy Smith. I'd like to give you that name tonight. The Payment Insurance on Reed Avenue.
Consideration on this? Motion by Commissioner Lizette, do we have a second? Second by Commissioner Ashbrook. Any further discussion? New man on our board, Andy Smith. All in favor? Aye. All right, is that a new member?
That's right.
We have several facade grants out there. We had 2 completed, and we had 2 or 3 more. 3 more get approved, so people are starting to get excited thinking about spring season and updating their business besides.
And your surplus property bill you want?
Oh, yeah. It's not my surplus property. Your surplus property. In the Maddox house, there is a refrigerator that actually does work. I'm not sure how old it is, but it's rusty. You could probably, get $50 for it, and there's a couple of old desks you need to get out of there. I'm not sure what the exact procedure
I think
is.
it's refrigerator.
It's a
Tall one?
It's a full
Just a
size.
regular full size?
Yeah.
I'd rather see us give it to somebody that's needy that needs one than us sell it, for a little bit of money.
It looks very rough. I think it'd be hard pressed to get 50 out of it. So somebody needs one, then they can have it.
Right.
You got any ideas on who made, like Humane Society or?
Could be them or, Diana Seeley's Christian Community
That,
Development.
Scouts, just one of those?
Diana would drag you out.
Diana would tell you.
Okay, that's good. I'll call her first.
Yeah.
Most needed.
What about the desk? Any ideas on the
Same.
desk? Same thing?
She probably could help you with
I'd like to
it,
see the same.
Okay,
Perfect.
perfect, that's easy.
So I'll
Yeah.
make a motion to dispose of surplus property with a donation to someone that's needy.
We have a motion by Commissioner Lizette, we have a second. Second by Commissioner McCrone. Any more discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes.
Anything else for me? Any questions?
The JPA, you had that on here.
Yeah, JPA, I'm sorry, I'm glad you brought that up. JPA was expected from the DOT Tallahassee office. We could get started with our landscaping project. And we have an approved contractor, but we can't begin any work until we have that JPA signed. And it's on them, but I'm not too concerned about the time of year and getting started. So probably the next meeting we'll have that in our hands, we can address them. I thought we was gonna have it by now, but we didn't get it. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right, Mr. Attorney.
First item on there on page 5 and 6 is the updated resolution of support to the Port Authority. You need a motion and a vote to adopt that resolution.
Got a motion by Commissioner McCrone, second by Commissioner Thursday. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. That's a great thing we're doing, supporting that port. We all gotta get behind that thing. So we're gonna do as a city, I can guarantee you, we're gonna do everything we can do. Okay, what else?
We'll get it. Yeah. Next item is ordinance 523. This is the updated capital improvement plan. What is in the agenda package is the 2016 plan and the school board's 2016 work plan. We can read this by title only for the first time tonight, if that's y'all's wish, and then advertise it for adoption. Or we can read it next time. And
We have a motion to read this thing tonight, anybody? So moved by Commissioner Thursby, second, Commissioner?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Ashbrook. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Ordinance 523, an ordinance of the city of Port St. Joe, Florida, amending the capital improvement element of the comprehensive plan, adopting the 5-year capital improvement plan, adopting the updated school district 5-year work plan, providing for repeal of all ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict herewith, providing for severability, and providing for an effective date. The last item that I've got is page 8. That's not page 8. 24. ASCAP is the American Society of Composers, Artists, and something else.
Yeah.
And they license playing music. And in theory, anytime music is played on one of the city venues that is covered by a copyright, a royalty is owed to ASCAP on behalf of the artist that wrote it. They have contacted us and would like us to buy a municipal license that covers all of our spots that music might be played. It's not a lot of money, and it keeps you from being liable for owing any money if you ever get caught in one of these performances. This would apply to a Scallop Festival. It would apply to the high school prom. If the band there is covering copyrighted material, it would apply to the guy playing in the Saltaire Market. Just any of those kind of situations.
How much money you talking about?
$200.
How much?
$200 a year.
Now, if
believe
we
that's what it
cover
said.
that, does that, I mean, there's no sense in us carrying this, and then if we're gonna cover it, then the people at Scholar Festival cover it. I mean, are we gonna be the ones that hold it for the city?
The way it's written is that everybody in the chain from the performer to the property owner is liable to make sure that it gets paid, but it only has to get paid once.
Okay.
And so if the city paid it, it would cover all of the things that we do or potentially do. And the alternative to that is to try and put that responsibility on the people who use our venues. Monitor and policing that might cost more than the amount of a license.
And this is a yearly,
And I change, it's $335, population 1 to 50,000, page 14. $335.
this is a yearly fee.
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you this, Tom, I understand there's some more organizations besides this one that could come to us also if they want money.
I heard that today.
So,
This is not my area of expertise, but we've got some folks around that have dealt with these organizations, and I understand that there are another one or two out there that.
There are three big players. You've got ASCAP, BMI, and there's one that escapes me now. If we do this, you're gonna get a knock on the door.
do we wanna research this a little further?
I would. I know the Scallop Festival purchases its own license. That's a big one. That would be probably our biggest threat. If someone's gonna try to get us, it's gonna be that big
So y'all
festival.
have your own license?
Is there language we can put on the rental agreements for these facilities?
Yeah, I mean,
Tells
we
them that
can,
they're
we
responsible?
can put in our agreements that they'll hold us harmless. if somebody has their wedding at the Centennial Building and we end up getting fined and we have to go run down somebody, you know, we may end up eating those fines, but
You
on
know,
the other hand, it's never happened
$300
before.
is a good deal, but not if there's three of them, and then we're looking at $900 or $1,000 a year, and we're just basically paying for the
I
same
just think we
thing
need to
three
look at it a little
times.
further before we decide on that.
I think Ms. Letha
Yeah.
had something she wanted to add, Mayor.
Come up, Ms. Letha.
Hi, did that cover the street dance?
It would.
It
It would.
And we're not against doing something, we just, now we found out there's three of these organizations altogether. We need to find out, do we need just one of them, or do we need any of them?
Cheaper the faster we go.
So, yeah, we're gonna research it, but it is a good thing if we do something, it will cover everything that we do, you know, street dance, your next wedding, all that.
All right.
Jim, I can get you contact information about the other two.
Because what I'm curious is, okay, do these different organizations represent different musical groups and different
They all-
artists? How does that work?
They all represent different
So
artists.
depending on which music's played or which artist performs, are we gonna get hit up by a different organization for a fee? I don't know.
By default, huh?
Right.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to table it, or whatever.
Motion by Commissioner Strong, second by Commissioner Brazil. All in favor, say aye. Motion passes. All right. Jim,
Yes, sir, Mayor. The first thing we have, Mr. Bruce Ballard is here tonight representing CDBG. The first public hearing, I think he's got some procedures he needs to follow to move forward on the first hearing.
Yes, sir. As I mentioned, we need to suspend regular hearing and convene a special public hearing for public input on the CDBG process.
okay, we'll convene and then we'll start over. Right?
Right.
All right, what we need to do, Bruce?
We met with the CATF last summer, and I cleared with the folks at CDBG in Tallahassee that CATF meeting was adequate to this one, even though it's less than a year. So that, in that meeting, we met with members of the Community Advisory Task Force, and I explained to them the 4 different kinds of CDBG grants that the city could qualify for: the neighborhood revitalization, commercial, housing, and economic development. And at that point, the CATF recommended that we proceed with phase 2 in North Fort St. Joe. But the reason for this meeting here, which is unspecified, is the intent that the city might take in pursuing the grant, is to seek public input to see if there's some other avenue for that. So we can open it up to the floor for anybody that has a project in mind the CDBG could fund, and see if there's any other input.
What we have right now, everybody, what we're talking about is CDBG grant for the water. What we used it for last time, we did A, B, C, and D. Now we're gonna do E, F, and G. And that's what this water, grant's gonna be for. Now, does anybody else think of something more important than that water? And we'll hear from you. But I don't know nothing more important than water.
I don't
I
know.
swear I don't.
I understand that the water is important too, but there's other avenues of funding for the water. We even discussed it earlier about the restore money. The county said they're willing, to work with you all about it.
But you know how long that restore money may be off? How long do you want people to go without water?
Excuse me,
Good water.
I wanna ask, in the area of housing, I know we hadn't, qualified for CDBG grant. I think it was in the early 80s or the early 90s that you all came down. Would you explain to this new board, all except Commissioner Gazette, about the housing, what the phase is? I think in one of those categories, just, you can
Yes.
go for different
There are
categories.
4 categories. You can do economic development within any of the 3. If you do neighborhood or commercial revitalization, like we've done on Reed Avenue, or neighborhood revitalization, like we've been doing for St. Joe, you can't do anything else at the same time. Now, when we say if we finish the water project, we can go straight into housing, because that area could certainly
The
qualify.
next year.
There's a number of different ways you can do that, but it's all, you can't have one of those 3 categories at the same time. They're mutually exclusive. You can do one at a time.
Right.
But certainly housing is a need in that area.
Definitely, it is. It has been for many, many years. cannot afford, a home, they're living on their fixed income. When you all came in and helped, like I said, it was in the eighties and the nineties, you provided some, widow women homes. They're in their eighties and the nineties years old. And right now, you've got, some lots over there. There are some people, family have homes totally destroyed by fire. Everything is vacant there. And they are both on disability or disabled there. Now, we don't have Habitat for Humanity anymore.
So the housing program will restore the existing structure,
Yes.
or replace it. If it's a bare lot, they will build one, and they're restricted to homeowner land. And I know there's a lot of family properties that have been in generations.
Yes.
And those kinds of properties would qualify, rental properties do not qualify.
So what you're saying now though, Bruce, the grant that we have a public hearing on tonight, the train's already left the station, and it's for
No, sir.
water.
The reason for this public hearing, I gotta make it very clear, that
Okay.
the public hearing is to take public input on different kinds of projects, so you can frame strategy and decide what you wanna do next. Now we close public hearing, the board would make a motion which direction to pursue.
I'll make a motion.
But I think we promised a lot of people that we'd get all the water fixed, in North Fort St. Joe before we did anything else, so I'm not sure we can,
Just certainly,
whatever the
for a
public
housing
wants to
grant.
do.
Absolutely. Yes, and it's definitely most needed, I understand that, but we do have restore money available. And what I'm saying is CDBG block grant comes around, every so often.
Once a year, ain't it?
Every so often, it's been many, many years, there's a lot of people already own their homes and got their homes already fixed up, so I know some of those people would probably wanna go with some water. But that's still not gonna exclude the water project at all, we still gonna work on the water project. But there's a lot of people in North Fort St. Joe who own their homes and need some seriously repair work done to that they just cannot afford. So all I'm just asking, let him explore these possibilities. Let us go back and let those people in North Fort St. Joe decide, come back and express. Tonight is something that they're not totally aware of. So why should we be in a rush to try to make a motion to start on our water system when some don't even know about what's available right now? He's telling us about the different categories, and I think we need to bring this,
Miss Amy,
hold it and let the people.
I'll interject
decide.
to you. I think if I went over there and told some of these people that have been giving me cane about not having good water to drink, they'd run me out of town if I said there's just a few people that need housing, but there's a lot of people need water.
No,
I mean, that's my only feeling.
You probably
Those,
understand.
everybody's getting rusted away.
A lot of
Okay,
people are
okay.
living in houses that are unsafe. There are a lot of people living in houses unsafe. Everybody don't have that clean water system thing that you can put on top of the ground. There's a lot of people living in unsafe houses. One lady had to move out of her house because it's falling down right now. So all I'm just asking this board that I, as a registered voter, vote in, to give an opportunity so he can further inform the public, particularly the people in North Fort St. Joe, the availability of the CBG block grant. Give them an opportunity to make their decision. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right, Ms. Lisa, what you got?
Yes, I remember, he and I was on the same, and it did not go through and was posted in time in the facts in order to do E, F, and G. And that's the reason why that fell through the cracks. So, okay, because of a minor oversight, I think that we should have our water first, and then go forth with whatever.
But I think, I know there are people probably hurting for housing, but I feel like they're hurting more for water.
We gotta get the water
Yeah.
down.
So we gotta get that water
I'm
done.
gonna make a motion that, are you done?
No, we gotta, not yet, we gotta close this.
Anyone else like to speak?
Anybody else from the public wish to speak on this today? CDBG grant, what we should do with the money? Come on up.
I'd like to say something, but I'll have the board is first.
Just state your name for the record, of course.
My name is Carl White. I know it's gonna be said that all these Christians come up, and don't want poor people to have fair housing and what have you. But our situation here in Fort St. Joe is just as bad as Michigan as far as I'm concerned. Because I buy 3 to 4 cases of water every 2 weeks for my wife and I to drink. It's not safe I don't feel like I don't feel like it's safe to shower in it at nighttime, the water's brown, you know? I live on Robbins, I'm not E, F, and G, I'm Robbins and North Park, and North Garrison. We didn't get new pipes as well, so I'm arguing for water, not that we don't need good housing in North Port St. Joe. It's been that way ever since I've been here.
Yes.
You know, and it's gonna continue to be that way.
No, we understand.
But water, you will benefit more people, by giving us good clean water, than you would by a few people getting their houses fixed up. Yes, we can look at avenues later on down the pipe to fix up houses and do what have you, but the immediate need for this community is good clean water. And, you are the overseers for the people of Port St. Joe. And if you don't stand up and say, this is what I feel like is more needed than housing right now. Yes, housing, and I'm not putting housing down. Don't go back and say all those church folks came out saying we don't need housing. Yeah, you live in a good house. I've been working on my house, I've been here 45 years. I've been working on that house for 45 years, still haven't gotten it finished. You know, and if everybody had the same attitude that I have, they would be working on their house. But I'm saying we need good water in Gulf County.
Exactly.
We're not gonna attract people in. We had a visitor here. We had the meeting at the building. The Centennial Building. We had the meeting at the Centennial Building. One of the people stood up and said, well, I won't move here because we don't have good water. You know, we need good water in Port St. Joe, is my final statement.
I like to, if you don't mind, I like to echo what Mr. White just said. I've been in contact with quite a few people, and commissioners, y'all are on track.
Yes.
I can tell y'all been doing your homework.
That's right.
Discussing it with people and everything, which is good. You on track.
Yes.
The water is the most important thing. So I hope you, keep that commitment and get us straight with the water.
We're gonna do it. And, what about, like he was talking about Robbins and all, we got plans to do water there?
Yes, sir. We're looking at every area. We're getting close to finalizing the water within the residential areas. We have, the CDBG should cover most of the residential area that's left. We have, I think we have it, correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Smallwood, we've got it gridded out in sections that we want to do as much as we can with the grant. There's $650,000 what the CDBG covers. We're trying to cover everything we can with that, and when we can't there, we've committed ourselves, as the board has and everybody in this room, to making sure we get everything done in the residential areas. Then we've got two major areas we got to tackle, our downtown area and our main trunk line that goes down Long Avenue. But we're trying to hit the residential areas first and trying to get it to everybody's house, to the meter.
And it's my understanding too, there's a couple of alleyways that they got water lines we haven't touched.
It is possible, I
In the
believe.
alley, water lines.
Yes, sir. I
We need to
believe a
make sure we
couple of the
look at doing
roads,
them all.
and a lot of, and I think some of those are being brought to the front yards, I believe, in some of those plans on Mr. Smallwood. So we have a map. If anybody wants to come to City Hall and see what's been left, what's been done, please come look at the maps, because we said several years ago this was our priority number one.
We're gonna make that commitment to getting us good drinking water.
Okay,
We got
that's good.
treatment coming on.
And we got a treatment coming online too, a line treatment, that's supposed to help with this situation also. Takes more of the iron and the magnesium out of the water, so we'll be putting that in the next month.
Yeah.
And that should help too. So we're gonna do everything we can. I don't want nobody having to buy water, they don't have to buy water.
Okay, one other thing, and that's been a problem, for several years, and that's has all the sewer systems been completed on Martin Luther King? I don't think so, and I'm asking you.
I'm not sure.
No, sir.
The
We've been focused on water the last couple of years. We've done a few small sewer projects, but once we get all the water done, yes, sir, sewer is going to have to eventually be tackled. But,
Okay,
yes, sir, we have,
because there's a group of people that's coming together in North Port St. Joe, and Martin Luther King need to be beautified.
Right.
But we can't make something pretty on bad sewer and
Right.
bad water lines. So please keep that in mind, because after the water and sewer get fixed, we want to do some improvements. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you.
May I from my seat say one thing, please?
Yes, sir.
We announced in church Sunday about this meeting today. I just happened to be looking through, not last week's Star, but week before last Star, and read the article concerning this first hearing on the CDBG grant. Had I not looked last week, you know, we wouldn't have been aware of the situation. I would like to know from our leaders, why wasn't it advertised the week before the meeting? And what's the law concerning that situation? Yes, sir.
The law speaks to how soon you can appear before the hearing. And you can't have it the Thursday before a meeting on Tuesday. And since it's a Thursday paper, I have to have it Thursday prior. So that's why it was in the prior week. If you had a Wednesday paper, I could do it on the Wednesday prior to a Tuesday meeting, but I can't do it on a Thursday. They count the days, and so I have to.
Why not put it in the Panama City paper?
We can do that. Actually, I think we did.
No.
Mr. Baxter, what if I know we have the one that we have to meet the requirement on, but what if we done that additional one next time we do one? Why don't we have it the week to meet the requirement?
have the other one on.
And then have the additional one like Mr. Watts referred
What's
to
the
week
most
before?
common days? For Friday, Saturday, Sunday is the most common? Would that hit almost everybody?
And maybe we just run it the Star 2 weeks in a row, one to meet the requirement, and then that one additional one on there, maybe
We can do
something.
that as a second hearing. Okay.
Excuse me, Mr. Foster, that's what I'm saying about the procedures. Tonight, you have the ones that came forward, you have people that already have their homes and they're all, real nice, they have no problem with their home. But to reach the other side of it, you're not, how much publicity, and what is the step by step so we can get those people to be informed of what is going on, discussing about the CDBG block grant right now?
This is.
You call it, would you call it, is another time, another
This
area
is-
called a meeting?
There is not normally, there's gonna be another public hearing at some point when the application is ready to be looked at. But there's usually one public hearing to take comment, and that's this one. And then there's another public hearing to, submit the actual application after it's been reviewed, because we'll have it ready. Well, I'm gonna address the schedule. The DEO has not released the new grant cycle yet. I was on this morning and all the forms that I would download to fill out are still placeholders. When they go live, I can actually pull down a document, then move the cycle's over. And it'll be open for 6 weeks. So we'll have 6 weeks to package what we already know about that grant. Basically, it's the grant we had ready to go last May. If that's what the motion is. And then when it's ready to be submitted, it'll be another public hearing. But tonight is the night at which the board would take action on which one to do, or they can decide to table, or they can do some other thing. Normally, this is the night that the city commission would decide what they want to do.
It's just like Mr. White made a statement, he just happened to look at something, he didn't see it. But there are so many people who tonight, I own my home, I'm satisfied mine is newly placed on my property. But, there are so many people here that's not aware of the opportunity to speak about housing and talk about housing. But we know there's money for the store money to fix water. So we're not saying that, forget about the water. Yes, we need the water taken care of. We have taken care of the water from the south side of town all the way up to parts of the north side. But the housing is more critical, and that's what I want those people to be aware.
County and SHIP programs?
The county runs the SHIP, we don't have any, cars, do we, Dan, we don't have any,
Yes, sir, it's run by the county.
we don't have any
Right,
control.
but do they allow city houses within their program?
Yes.
So you can submit directly to the county to be included in the SHIP program.
Yes, but I thought it's some part of that CPGG block grant money meets with the county on the SHIP money, that would sort of help out a lot. But just getting the people informed, and let the people informed which one is important to them, because tonight we got more people that own houses and already got their homes already fixed up here tonight. Unfortunately, the ones that, own homes and need work done on their houses is not here. And I'm just saying that if they were here, and if anyway, well, we could get a petition and get people signed on this and show their interest well about what they want. If the commissioners, I'm asking Mr. Taylor to wait until you can get those, hear both sides of the story, not make a decision based on one.
I don't feel like we should table anything, but anyway. Anybody else in the public wanna talk about this?
Yes, I'd like to say something. I
Hold
was-
up, Brother Tom.
Thank you so much. I'm, real proud of the city for, Mayor Bowen, city commissioners and, officers present, and those in attendance. I think this is a tremendous, the water is number one priority easily. I did wanna say that, I will sign in. I will wanna say that, what Brother Nathan said, Nathan Peters, I agree with wholeheartedly. We need to, address the, sewer on Dr. Martin Luther King. One of the things I wanted to do, and we need to focus on some economic development. That's something that can be done, and I'm thinking, between the city commissioners and, city manager, Jim Anderson, and our, city attorney, we can do something with a grant to get economic development funds in here, and I'm just wanna speak with you about that. Cause I know some people personally, I went to college with a long time ago, they work in Washington DC, and we can submit documents. There's a $21 to $30 million grant for small cities. I don't know if we qualify as that, but there's an amount that we do qualify for. And I'd like to do that. We need to do more community policing. That needs to be done where the police officers actually teach GED and reading enhancement and get paid $750, up to $750 per participant each month, tax-free stipend. And this is, twice a week, Tuesday and Thursday. It's being done in other places. We can implement it here. If you got an issue with your budget, it helps out with law enforcement. So, you know, whatever we can do to be, non-anarchic in our behavior. We don't want any Sanfords, we don't want any Ferguson, stuff. Much as I love Amy, we don't even want petitions. We can sit down and talk about it and discuss things, in great detail. Housing is a critical piece, and we are very much concerned about that, and, something's definitely gonna happen because you've got the right people here to make it happen. So I'm just thankful, and I am thankful to Brother White for having mentioned it. I had read about it, didn't know exactly what it was, but I know what a community development block grant is, and I think I've even mentioned that to some of the esteemed people present. But I am thankful that you're doing something about the water. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hey, Brother Tom, bring us some of that information about
Oh, I will.
grants, and me and
Okay.
Jim, we can sit
Yeah, I'll
down with
definitely
you
sit
or
down
something,
with, yeah.
see what we need
I
to do.
sure
Sure
will, cause they have housing in those elements. Yeah,
Right.
That's great.
Yeah, that's part of it.
All right, at this time, we'll close the, public hearing. We'll open it back up. Anyone have a motion on anything to go with this?
Make a motion to move forward with our original plan of the water on EF&G.
I have a motion by Commissioner Ashbrook. Do we have a second? Second by Commissioner Thurston. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Okay, one other thing, I noticed in the capital improvements plan that the line item for fire improvements was phase one. It can be made phase two before we do the actual adoption. Appreciate it.
Got that, Jim?
Yes, sir.
All I need to do is have Mr. Smallwood update his estimate.
Okay.
Pretty much ready to go.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
All right, next, Jim?
Yes, sir. The next item we have is the Patton Park lots. We do have one under contract. Hopefully be closed within 30 days on there, so they have been put on the MLS, and I talked to Sabrina today, so she is getting interest in that. The next item we have is 102 Stone Drive, still under legal review. Mr. Gibson and Mr. Floyd, are working on our options for us. The last item I have under old business, the city commission chambers. This has been utilized, I guess, probably about 6 to 8 months now. Just trying to touch base with you if you wanna make any improvements, if you're happy with location. What do we wanna do about your commission chambers?
We gotta do something about the sound. Yeah.
If we're gonna stay here, we need to do something about the
Right.
sound.
But I think we should stay here. I mean, we're here, it's a nice facility. These people come up there, half of them couldn't get up the stairs, they wouldn't be able to attend the meeting anyway. And then they probably couldn't get them all in there. So I think this is a perfect place to have our meetings. We just need to get a sound system so people watching us on TV can hear what we're saying.
And I gave Jim a packet on that, and for, right, was it 800?
800 to call it $1,000.
Call it $1,000, we could get this place outfitted, and I think it's important that we make it work and be removed easily as well,
Right.
in case we do enter a lease agreement,
Well, then we can take it back out.
and it's all pretty modular.
All right,
And
just
just-
got a motion on that?
So moved, let's get it done. I brought this up, and I thought we had a great meeting place at City Hall, we had a sound system there, and we had great attendance, even though occasionally we did have to move for someone who was not able to get upstairs, but, this is a good move, it's not gonna cost us a lot of money, let's keep working at it.
All right, we got a motion by Commissioner, you made that motion?
Second.
Who made the second?
I did.
Second by Commissioner Brazil. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. All right.
Under new business, Mayor, the first time we have Chamber of Commerce. Ms. Ronnie's here tonight. I think she wanted to talk to you about a couple items going on with the Chamber.
All right. Come on up. How are you doing? Good, good.
That way y'all know, because I'm gonna throw a lot at you tonight. I'll wait here. Make sure you get these really cool maps. I have your name on there, so I thought you'd want one. You all want one? You're good. Okay, I'll be real quick, I promise, unless y'all stop me. The first one is, of course, the maps that we have. We have new street maps of Golden County. I went ahead and included Mexico Beach in there too, because we have a lot of people that come in asking for maps for the area. They're gonna be in the welcome bags, they're gonna be at the chamber office, we're gonna put them in city halls here in New Hitchcock, and they will be at all the advertisers with the locations. So, now when somebody says, you know, map, you can say yes. Next one is the welcome bags. I know y'all, I don't know if you remember our first meeting, you guys said $500 for the welcome bags. Well, we got the welcome bags. We have 250 that we are in the process of making. They're gonna be passed out for the City Hall in Fort St. Joe and Lewa Hitchcock by the end of the month. 250 of them. There's gonna be a map, visitor's guide, relocation information, and various information from local businesses in there. And these are gonna be just focused on residents, not tourists. A lot of companies are actually basing that on the material that they're putting in there is based on new residents. The next one, the courtesy membership. You guys remember the chamber talking about having a free membership for businesses?
Right.
I just wanna talk about it again a little bit because a lot of people are kind of hesitant about signing up for it. They think there's a catch, but there's no catch. I just want to encourage all the businesses to join the chamber, so we have contact for emergencies. Marshall Nelson, the Director of Emergency Management, doesn't have a way to get a hold of businesses if there was an emergency. A good example, it's not good, but an example is the flooding that just happened. We could have probably got more information quicker. So again, for the courtesy business, it's just gonna be listed on the chamber site, so everybody's gonna have access to it, and it's only gonna be used for emergencies, and they're gonna get the newsletter. And the next two items are really important, to me anyway. National Lemonade Day is May 1st. I have talked to the schools, the elementary school here in Fort St. Joe and Lewa Hitchcock, and I wanted them to try to have a lemonade stand. I wanted to encourage entrepreneurship with our children. And with the help of the farmer's market, I've talked to Jim Anderson about it. We want to have children do lemonade stands at the end of April. Kind of encourage them. They both are agreed to it. I'll work with them however I have to. So that's going to happen at the end of April, and Lewa Hitchcock's going to be in the middle of May. The next one is the 4th of July celebration. The Coastal Conservancy, we're all here because we wanted to try to have a 4th of July celebration in the city of Fort St. Joe. I was here for 4th of July, but I didn't celebrate it in Fort St. Joe, so I'm not sure of the activities, but from what I gather, there's not very many activities that go on. So I'd like to change that and have that hometown feel, a parade. There's a lot of different places just by word of mouth that said that they'd be interested. I've listed them. The First Baptist Church said that they would love to do something in their parking lot, whether it's hot dogs or, whatever they wanna do. Redevelopment Agency said they wanna be part of it. Farmers Market, they wanna open up the farmers market that Monday. And the Haughty Heron said that they would, participate towards the end, have a band. Love to have a parade, car show, just different activities throughout the day. Some examples, pie eating contest, children's activities, we were thinking like hopscotch, jump rope, hula hoop, all those hometown things. So, I wanted to request the use of the park, and it's not really for us to use, it's really just to keep it open for everybody to use, and not necessarily the chamber's gonna use it, but not to, rent it to anybody else, or I don't know how y'all do that, but, we thought it'd be cool to have a lighthouse, you have the lighthouse tours go on, all that kind of stuff. Would like Reed Avenue for the parade in the morning, and the City Commons for the farmers market. And I would love to see if we could get the city's assistance on the parade part, because I know the first thing about finding a parade.
We got one of the best parades in town.
That's why I gave her, she's probably like,
We did it for 3 years in a row and had very little participation.
for 4th of July.
Yes, Dana Boyer, as you remember, worked diligently. We tried the pie eating contest. People from out of town would come, but very little participation from the locals. But talk to Dana Boyer,
I will.
get with her, but yes.
If you can get the,
Go ahead, man.
no, go ahead.
I mean, I like the idea very much, and I'm sure we've always, the city has always supported, that type of event, and I don't see why we wouldn't assist, any way we can.
Absolutely, and,
It'll be fun.
John Grantley's not here, so anything you need from John.
Go right ahead and request it, you got.
Ronnie, I was gonna say participation was key, like Ms. Pierce said. If you can get word of mouth and get participation in there, logistics, staff has done a lot of these type of things. We can help out with logistics, but it's participation, because that's the challenge we've run into. July 4th is traditionally people are with their families, and it was hard to get participation.
Okay. Well, I do have a lot of outside participation. Like I said, the Coastal Conservancy, they really want to turn it into more of a fundraising event for them. They don't have any fundraising events going on, and I see this as, go ahead. I see this as a good opportunity for them to get out there and get noticed.
We're all behind them too, so anything we can do to help, just let us know.
Great. And then the last one, the Chamber of Commerce annual meeting / fundraiser. The Chamber's gonna hold their annual meeting on the February 19th at the Centennial Building. And I guess in the past that you guys have raised the fee, so I'm hoping that you guys will keep supporting the Chamber and raise the fee for that again. It's gonna support the Chamber and Sacred Heart.
And what is the fee, 100?
It's $100 for a non-for-profit, yes.
I want to say, and I said it before, last year, if it cost us money to keep the lights on, and I think we used that $100 figure as kind of the break even. Otherwise it's costing money. And I saw there was another request in here as well.
What would normally rent it for, Jim? That $100 is the cut rate.
You have for the non-for-profits are $100. In the off season, I believe it's $400 for a private party, birthday, those type of things. And then if it's a corporate function, it goes up to $700.
We talked, I think we all talked about and pretty much agreed that entities, and I'll get in trouble with Ms. Gibson also, because the public library has asked for a fee waiver request. And we talked about entities that are there and actually raising money at the event. We kind of felt like the Lions Club, I'm a member of that. We're not for profit also, but we're raising money to spend in the community, and we're getting where we just feel like $100 is not much. Now, if you got a fee waiver request for just a public service function, I guess you would call it, that's not a fundraising function, then I feel more comfortable waiving the fee. But the chamber's gonna be raising money that night. Public Library's gonna be raising money for their Valentine dance. Lions Club raising money for their projects. I think at some point in time, we got to say $100 is a pretty good deal.
However, these maps, these Gulf County maps cost the chamber $3,400 minus, it cost the chamber out of pocket $1,400.
I understand.
Well, my thing is,
I'm gonna share my maps.
we give them $500 because that's all we can do.
Right.
You know, and I wanted to do more, we weren't able to do more, we can't do more, we cut the budget. We do have to get to a point, but I still believe that, you know, if we're raising money for our community to give back to our community, to organizations, instead of taking money out of our budget, I mean, if they'll offer to clean it up for us, I'm okay with giving them a fee waiver for stuff like
Well,
this.
we're not clean up.
Race always,
I just hate
goes
fee
behind.
waiver though, Commissioner Thursday. I would rather give them an extra $100 for the maps and have them give it right back to us.
So we would have to keep
I
filling
don't have to
out
keep
this
calling
other.
fee waivers, you know, it's just.
What do you do to get all
That's
a
excellent.
spot here? I don't see voting those anyway. I wasn't even asked.
Yes, you were. I have.
I disagree with you. We're not gonna argue here.
Pull it up right now.
Anyway,
That's excellent.
anyway.
That's all I have, but I think we just need to vote on it.
Do we have a motion on,
I make a motion to pay them $100 extra for the maps, the expense on the maps.
I'll second that.
we got a motion.
That's right.
I want to get my
Second by
money.
Commissioner
We're not
Brazil.
gonna, we're not gonna
Let
wait
the
for
market drive.
discussion.
We're not gonna, I do not intend on a motion to waive the fees.
all right, so what are you saying though, that then they're gonna have to turn around and give us $100
Yeah,
back?
You got it.
But I like the idea better.
We
We have talked
I
about, you
just,
know,
I hate fee
we're
waivers.
losing money on
Yeah,
this,
that
when
word.
people have this thing for free.
No, but in reality, whose building is it?
Susan.
All right.
Well, it's all the pay, it's all the pay, it's all the pay.
That's right,
All the
so,
taxpayers.
I mean, what do, have y'all?
All right, we got a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Question.
Nothing yet.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
All this planning and everything, was North Port St. Joe considered in any of these activities that you just described?
Yes, ma'am. Everybody is. It's gonna be open up to everybody, all the
Who's your
businesses.
contact person?
I'll give you my card.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah,
You're
we're
it.
discussing this is what we're gonna do, and that's what we're gonna do.
It's gonna be,
You're it.
everybody's gonna be, but all the
Everybody.
businesses, I represent the businesses
Citywide.
in Fort St. Joe,
Same.
or in Gulf County.
All right,
So, we will hit in everywhere.
okay.
Indian Pass.
All right. All in favor of that motion, say aye. Aye. Motion passes. So, we're gonna give you $100 towards your
You're
man.
gonna give it back
Okay,
to
let
us.
me turn my, thank you.
Okay.
No fee waiver.
All right, the next item we have is in reference to the Career Source Gulf Coast lease agreement. We've had a lease agreement with, Career Source for the, at least 3 years that I can remember. They actually run the Washington Gym Complex for us. It's just to renew that lease agreement for them.
Motion, motion.
Yes, sir.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner McCrone, have a second.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Thursby. Any further discussion?
Question.
Yes.
My name is Cora Curtis.
Yeah, come up this way, Ms. Cora. Just state your name again.
Cora Curtis. Good evening.
Good evening.
This is pertaining to the lease agreement with the Washington Gym. I just want to say for the record some concerns that I have in leasing the gym when we're not afforded all of the facilities. The kitchen is a problem. We're not able to utilize the kitchen. Also, the last event we had honoring Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. celebration, we were not able to get in the closet to have access to the PA system. The keys are held by one person, to my knowledge, who lives on Case and Black.
Not quite that far.
Okay,
Jones Homestead.
Jones Homestead,
Yes,
that's
ma'am.
far enough, and, we don't have access. And I think it's a problem,
Jim Norton Bell is our school.
it's a problem. So if you're going to be
I think we
paying,
can get that worked out, we can have other keys available.
Yeah,
So
Okay.
when some-
And,
something comes
who
up, you
owns
need a key.
does the city own the PA system out there, or does the,
I'm not sure.
workforce?
I think
own
it must be the workforce board.
Yeah, it does.
I think it's the workforce board. The issue that they have, Yeah.
The county bought the PA system for, Washington, I bought it when I was there.
Okay.
And give it to the city, so the city is responsible for it.
okay, all right, we'll find out about the PA. The bigger issue that the workforce board has with the kitchen, they had done a modernization on the kitchen. They have a pretty nice gas grill that they utilize for the kids during the summer programs on there. And they really didn't want access to the kitchen in there without having they turn the gas off too for it. So they only keep it open mainly to feed the kids during the summer programs. So they were concerned about letting anybody have a key to the kitchen. That's the biggest issue the
Who
workforce
was
board has.
concerned again?
The workforce board.
And that's who we're talking about, leasing
Yes,
it
yes,
to.
I understand that, of course, I am a responsible adult.
We will find out, we can get some more keys made, so you don't, we have more than one person to go to.
Thank you.
Ms.
Yes,
Curtis,
ma'am.
if you don't get somewhere with that, call us.
I'm sorry, sir.
If you don't get somewhere with that, call us and we'll work together to try to get all that ironed
Yes,
out.
sir, thank you very much.
We'll work with that individual, see about extra keys.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, for the lease. All right, we have a motion on the floor and a second. All discussion is over with. All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes. Ms. Troy, you kind of tripped me up there.
All right. The next item we have is in reference to the lease agreement for where your actual dumpsters are located downtown. This was the property where Peppers, Provisions, and Sisters utilize the trash. There's not enough room in the downtown area for these large dumpsters, so we've worked out an agreement with the previous owners. Now it's actually owned by the Durans, and Mr. Duran has verbally agreed to moving forward with the lease agreement. He don't want to do it no longer than 6 months because he does have the property up for sale. There is one correction to the name. It should be under
Leonana
Leonana.
instead of George.
But verbally, he has agreed to moving forward on lease agreement.
Jim, if we look into any, I mean, this is fine for now, but if George sells this building and the next people, do we have any backup plan in place?
It's very limited. I actually talked with Mr. Duran to see, if he would look at some option of long-term selling, if there was any interest in that. So he said he would go back and take a look at it.
I mean, we could be in trouble if the sale.
There's not a lot of room for the restaurants down there that need a larger facility for trash. Yes.
And whoever, someone buys it, puts a retail operation there, they will also have trouble, with their dumpster.
Correct.
So it behooves us to work together to try to solve that problem.
Yes, sir.
Got a motion by Commissioner McCollum and second by Commissioner Brazil. Y'all got me going crazy here. All right. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. I gotta get this coat off. Sweating up here.
And the last lease agreement I have on there for tonight is in reference to Jetty Park, which our celebration will be on the 19th, to actually change the name on there, to Clifford Sims. But it's actually for the Fishing Express. Fishing Express is located on city property. This is to renew that lease agreement.
Same terms as last year,
Same term.
for one more year.
Yes, sir.
1 year at a time.
I make a motion we approve.
Motion by Commissioner Brazil. Do we have a second? Second by Commissioner
And we
Thurman.
make, for the public, we make, what is that lease, $700
$600 a month.
Great. So, and we put that back into a separate fund to keep that, property, looking nice.
And do we have this money in place now?
We have, I haven't made the transfers for the last 2 quarters, but we do have those funds in place now, yes.
All right, all in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes.
The next item we have is in reference to a parade permit request from the Forgotten Crew.
Mr. Charles, you wanna come talk a little to us about this? Tell us a little bit about it? For those that might not know.
Charles Gaddy, and we just want to have a Fat Tuesday parade, and just kind of start right there, line up somewhere along, like the regular parades do, come right down, go up Reed, and it's not gonna be a real big parade yet, we're working on it, trying to get it bigger, better every year. And we ask for permission to do that.
Chief, can we handle that for, 30 minutes, Charles, an hour?
30 minutes at the most, it's not very small. Invite whoever wants to participate, get with us and decorate the golf cart or whatever, and we'll go up Reed Avenue, throw some beads out, have a good time. Maybe it can get bigger and better for us and help our city out.
Make a motion on that?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Commissioner Thursday, second by Commissioner Ashbrook. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. See you next Tuesday.
Thank y'all very much.
Mr. Charles, if you could do one thing, if you could get us, when you get close, if you can give us a couple of days ahead, give us a lineup of how many people are involved in it, then we can make sure everything's taken care of for you. Thank you.
Yes, sir, we'll do that. Thank you very much.
Next item we have is in reference to EDC membership. Commissioner McCrone wanted to talk to you tonight about it.
Yes, sir, Mayor, I've been on EDC, and, it being election year, I'm rolling off the EDC. Now, the position from the city standpoint stays on, so somebody else off this board needs to assume that position, as far as
Why is somebody else out there? Why can't?
well,
Why can't we appoint you?
it being election
You're doing a
year,
great job.
I'm on, well, I hadn't been attending like I should, but, I'm gonna step off and, I'll make a motion if you wanna accept this position.
Me?
Yeah. For the EDC.
We got a motion from McCrone, I'll take his position. Do you have a second?
Oh, I'll second that.
Second by Commissioner Thursday. All in favor say aye. Aye. I don't know if I can vote or not,
Welcome to the neighborhood.
but anyway, I'm on there. Okay, see you at the next meeting.
That's all.
All right, the next item we have is in reference to their baseball, softball activities. Commissioner Thursday, we want to talk to you tonight about it.
Yeah, guys, every year, I'm real big into the baseball, softball activities down at the baseball field. I always wanna try to do a little bit extra. I talked to, Jim earlier in the week. What I'd like to do this year is maybe for one side and one for the other, some of the big blow-up activities like St. Joe hardware rents for the kids. Jim, did you get a price on that?
I did, yes, sir. I talked to Ms.
How
Costin
much
today.
were we talking
It's
about?
$100 for the jumpy houses, $175 for the actual, the larger ones with the slides. So we need to figure out what the date is on there, that way we,
That's
if
what
it's
we
something we're
talked
doing reserve.
about, finding out a date. Were you able to find me any money?
Yes, sir. If, a couple $100, yes, sir.
Okay. Guys, I came up with a couple of backup plans in case Jim told me I couldn't have any money from him. I had some backup plans, but what I'd like to do is take, about, say, $250 for day of baseball and softball. A lot of times we get caught and some say, well, we don't wanna set a precedent. Just doing for our kids, if our community is setting a precedent, that is a precedent I wanna set. So, I'm gonna make a motion that we, do that this year.
Second for
Where you coming
discussion.
from? Oh, well, okay, we got a motion by Commissioner Thursday, and a second by Commissioner.
For discussion.
Okay.
The only question I pose, I'm not against the commissioner, but are we liable if we rent those?
I don't have my JD,
You know the
but that
liability
is
of
on,
those
it
bouncy
is on
houses?
city property. If
I'm telling
it's a
you.
city function, I would,
The liability of those bouncy houses is tremendous.
Well, what we may be able to do is they've had them there in the past, we may be able to just let them.
And I'm fine.
Well, we
with
pay
that.
for their insurance anyway.
I'm just asking where we're at on the
Doesn't our city umbrella
I
policy
think our
cover
city
that?
umbrella
Yes,
policy covers it.
Okay.
I mean, we may wanna just confirm that in advance with
Get a
White,
rider.
but I think we're probably, I mean, it's just like somebody gets hit in the head with a line drive, I mean, it's the same.
Contingent on that, I second Stan.
All right, we have a first, motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes.
All right, the next item is a reference to Gulf County Public Library's fee waiver request.
See, the thing I get when we look at this again, is it says fundraising.
So I'll
And they're
make,
making money.
I'll make a motion, we give the, public library $100.
Donation.
Donation
Donate $100
to the public library.
Where's that money coming from?
Jim will find $100.
Okay, you'll find it in the city coffers. Oh, yeah, they're gonna give it back to us, so we're not waiting to do that.
Well, I don't know, we'll vote on that next, I guess.
I second your motion.
The motion is to donate $100.
We got a motion by Commissioner Brazette, second by Commissioner Ashbrook. Any further discussion?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
I'm a member of the Friends of the Public Library in Carson, and I would contribute something, to assist the city if they needed to get to $100.
Thank you.
I think we're gonna find it, brother Tom.
We'll find it.
Okay, okay.
Motion and a second.
All right. All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes. Now, on the FEMA way, we have a motion on that.
Move we deny the fee waiver request.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Brazette, second by Commissioner Ashbrook. All in favor say aye. Aye. All right. We give them 100 and give it right back to them. All right.
All right. The next item is also a fee waiver request from Miss Amy Rogers, who plans to hold an event on, I believe it's on the 19th. There's senior actual package in there for you to review.
And that's on the, Black History Month. Miss Amy, can you explain to me a little bit about the, specifics of the 19th?
Yes, this is our annual, Black History Month celebration, but this year with the help of the city, also with, they're doing the, rededicated a Jada Park in the name of, Clifford Sims.
Right.
His wife would be our honored guest at the Soul Food Fest that night. We wanted to make this a very special event because throughout the year she was not able to come, but with the help of the city and with the help of veterans, she's able to come down this year.
Right.
We want to make this,
So this is just one part of your whole month, this 19th.
yes, during the working hours, I think, talked with, Ms. White, Joanna White there, about the facility and they could work it out, with workforce development.
Yeah.
And,
Cause I would certainly like, I mean, Tom's have done a lot of planning on the Clifton Sims dedication down there, and I would certainly really wouldn't want a conflict. I would want you to promote that to the fullest, the dedication that we're gonna have
oh,
there.
no, this gonna
So-
work, this work can coincide with what's going on down there.
Okay.
Everyone knows that once we leave.
In other
down
words,
here- This is
I
the-
don't think we should have two.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
this is totally different.
Okay, great. I'm
That
100%
deals
behind.
strictly with the Jada Park rededication.
Yes, once we leave
This
from down
right
there.
here is
Great.
this is a festivity.
All right.
Okay.
You are invited to come out and eat and share, and not only, with the history of, Staff Sergeant Clifford Sims, but many other African Americans, within this city will be recognized throughout the
That's
nation,
why I
will be
asked you.
recognized. The program would not be long. It'll be a very good, short, memorable program. We extend the invitation to the city, and the mayor will be bringing greetings on behalf of the city.
And this is,
Again.
this is something I can, swallow a little more on the fee waiver.
Yeah, I can too.
So I'll make a motion, we grant the fee waiver.
All right, we have a motion on Commissioner Brazette, we have a second. Second on Commissioner Thursday. All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes.
The next item I have, Mayor, is in reference to, materials for the Phase 3 water project. This is part of the project with the Northwest Florida Water Management District. This is actually for materials and for boards. If you look at RFP 2015, 10, and 11, we had to go back and ask for an amendment to our grant so we could get more funds. The funds will become available. We're ready to move forward with your approval.
Which one are we looking
what you're looking at, let's switch over. If you'll look at, go to your handout tonight, let's go to 10. Okay, what you have is you had 3 bidders in reference to the materials. The low bidder, Fort Line Waterworks, they did not meet the bid specs. Mr. Grantland reviewed the bid specs and they did not meet them. Staff recommendation is to go with your next lowest bidder, which would have been based on the specs, HD Supply Waterworks at $46,905.85.
Motion to approve HD Supply.
Second.
All right, we have a motion from Commissioner Ashbrook, second by Commissioner McCrone. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes.
The next one is RFP 2015-11, which would be for the bores for this project. The low bidder is Gator Boring at $66,090.
Ooh, look at the difference in this price.
They get the same bid.
I don't think some more communication, really.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Thursday, a second by Commissioner Ashbrook. All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes.
Mayor, that's all I had under new business tonight. Under Public Works, Mr. Grantland is not here tonight, so if you need additional information, those 3, I'll be more happy to go over those 3 if you like on that for the, under Public Works.
Anybody have any questions on that?
Don't have any questions. I'll make a couple of comments. You know, last meeting, I brought up the Centennial Building, a historic structure that's going down every day because of roof leaks. And if we're ever going to try to get them renovated and make it our civic center, we need to figure out a way to get that roof where it won't leak. So I asked John to, look at a few things, and what you see on your handout, you've got the total square footage of the roof, and I'm not advocating that we jump into that at this time. What he would like to do, he would like to get a couple of gallons of this product and try it in a few places that we know normally leak on heavy rains. And so,
Who's gonna do this?
John and his crew,
John.
Grant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, both work.
Oh, his name Mr. Wilson.
Yeah.
I don't think we need no more of his work.
So anyway, he went up there and took some pictures, and Mr. Wilson appeared to come back and do what he said he was gonna do. But obviously that did not work. So, and John's got in his budget, enough to buy a couple of gallons of this, rubber coating to try in a few prime places. So just wanted to throw that out to you guys so you'll know kind of what's going on. He'll report back to us. If it looks like it's gonna work, we may want to consider doing the whole roof. And my little bit of research on those type roofs, it does say they need to be coated every so many years. It may be 5 or 10, but just can't leave it to the elements and UV light and weather all the time. So anyway, that's all I have on that.
Mayor, there's one out of there, Ms. Rogers just pointed out. She gave us a proclamation here tonight for you to consider on there tonight, in reference to Black History Month.
Yeah, great.
All right. So what do we need to
We
do?
need a motion to proclaim, make a motion to proclaim, February Black History Month, and, by way of this proclamation.
All right. We have a motion by Commissioner Mazette, second by Commissioner McCrone. Any further discussion? Black History Month. All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes. Do we need, read this or anything now, or not now?
Ms. Rogers, you want to do a photo shoot or anything, or
You can do it now, or you can do it after the
we'll do it after the meeting? Okay.
What about the yard debris?
Yes, sir, Mayor. We have, we have started a yard debris. We have it actually, permitted through DEP. We've been in contact with the gentleman that's supposed to be in charge of it, taking it off and making sure it's disposed of. There's been a change at Rock 10. They're no longer taking just anything and everything anymore. They want more woody materials. So what that means to us is we're probably looking at a fee somewhere between $15 to $20 a ton to have them disposed of at Rock 10 for him to come in and grind up the materials. He's actually got to sieve through the material, so not everything will be able to carry, so it's gonna be twofold. A, he's working on a quote to get it all ground up for us and haul off what he can. The second part of it is you're gonna have some leftover debris that, we're going to have to make some decisions on. I'm not sure if there's a market for it or not, but it may be something that we could actually give out to the citizens of Port St. Joe for flower materials. It's supposed to be like a, kind of a peat moss type material. So,
But Jim, we're still ahead though, even if we have to pay him to grind, we're still.
Still way ahead.
Yeah, we've saved the city probably $90,000 or $100,000.
Yeah, we were to pay $51 a ton to Waste Pro, and that's what we were doing last year. We decided to do this, $20 a ton. We got a big savings there.
Guys, I thought that last week I stopped by, City Hall and Jim and John were fixing to go somewhere, so Jim said, Commissioner, would you like to ride with us? And I thought he was just being nice to me, so I rode with him out there, and that's where we went without taking a look at this project. I guess he just wanted to get me on board. I do think though that we're still way money ahead, and like you said, if we have to set up a yard and give this stuff away to the citizens, from talking to the gentleman there, it's really highly sought after for your flower beds as a compost or something. I think that, it's kind of a win-win. We're saving money, plus we'll be able to give something back to the citizens that want to load it up. But back years ago, there was a place we could go and get compost from the old mill. We don't have that anymore, so I feel like we're in a situation where we're gonna have to bite the bullet and pay it, but we're still so much money ahead than what we would be. That's all I got.
you've got $47,000 in the budget this year for tipping fees. We're guesstimating somewhere around 10 grand is probably what you're looking at, so you're still in good shape as far as
Did
the
he get
budget.
back with you with the new?
We have not seen the quotes yet, no.
Okay. But you need a motion just to move forward on that when he gets back with you, or
If you want to go ahead and move on, and that's entirely up to the board, but Chester, we would like
We
to have
got a
your
commitment with our permitting to remove this stuff correctly?
Yes,
So, correct, so we're gonna have to do that anyhow, right?
Yes, sir.
I'll make a motion that we move forward with this as soon as, the man gets back with Jim with a figure. Contingent upon it not being any more than what, $12,000, $15,000, what do you wanna set a cap at?
Probably best to do it based on tonnage. He said, he quoted today, we were there between $15 and $20 a ton. You may want to put a cap on the amount per ton. It's hard to tell the size out there until we actually get out there.
Alright, so not to exceed 20
Yes, that would probably
a
be.
ton.
All right, we got a motion on the floor, Commissioner Thursby, you have a second.
Second.
Second by Commissioner McCrone. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes. You through, Jim?
Yes, sir.
Surface water, right?
We really have to inform you that, Jeff Bailey, the plant's chief operator, he's accepted a job in Jacksonville, and, he has turned in his resignation. His last day will be the 12th of this month. We're really gonna miss Jeff. We're really
What does he have, what classification does he have? What does he have, a B license?
B license.
Waste and water. And waste and water?
Both of them, he's dual.
And how much he making out?
19.
That's way too low. That's why we losing it. We're losing good people because we don't pay them enough. I'm telling you right now, we gotta look at our pay system. So as soon as these guys, they find somewhere they can go making more money,
Well, in all
can't
fairness,
blame
Mayor, he's actually, he just recently got engaged, and his fiance lives in Jacksonville, and that has something to do with it.
That'll do it.
the dollar figure probably got a lot to do with it too.
You do have a good point.
He is a good asset, he has been an asset to the city.
Gonna be well missed.
He has, we're gonna miss Jeff.
We was gonna say something about his sick leave, maybe we could.
We need to calculate all that.
That's all.
That's all you got left? All right, Ms. Lynn.
The only thing I have tonight is that, we received the 70-horse Yamaha motor that we bid out. We mounted it on the boat, test run it, works good. And as soon as Kevin gets released from the doctor to come back to the work, we plan on starting to remove the old foam retention fence using that boat motor and also keep our sonic disruptors
Anybody have anything, Ms. Lynn? All right, city engineer.
Yes, sir. Good evening. Couple updates. About 5 o'clock this afternoon, received an email from DOT that they denied the dog cart crossing permit request.
Why?
I would consider lost cause at this time. Like I said, I got about 5 o'clock, so I had a chance to talk to them. A couple of the reasons they stated, we can probably overcome, just additional information that they're looking for. One of them, I think, is just a different format in the information they get, that I think probably can overcome. And then there were a couple of items that, they noted that the intersection falls short of the standards they require for one, which we knew going into, and they knew going into. So, I wouldn't consider that a lost hope yet until we talk to them and find out. But that's the latest on it.
Okay.
Long Avenue sewer evaluation, I finished looking at all the videos. Generally speaking, for pipes that are as old as they are, been in the ground as long as they are, they're actually in pretty good shape. So the shape they're in, you know, certainly not new vein, and we certainly have some things that need to be fixed and addressed. But for 60-year-old pipes, they're really not that bad. So kind of breaking it down in sections for you, in between 19th and 22nd, which is kind of by Long Avenue, Battery Sturkey, Big Ditch, and up to the elementary school. That part of it, that sewer pipe is outside the edge of pavement along Avenue. It's actually over in the ditch, fairly shallow, 3-4 feet deep. That run of pipe probably is better to just replace it instead of try to slip line it. There's some sags underneath some of the storm crossings, you know, when it goes under, so you could address those kind of things. And that would, you know, you can still move forward if you want to do the road work and do that at any time. You know, it's not super critical to have done right now. So that's kind of that stretch, and that's about 2,000 feet of the run there. So in between 19th and 71, you got things that you would anticipate seeing. You got joints that are leaking. You got some laterals that are leaking. You got some joints that are offset. But nothing major in terms of no tree roots growing through it, which is nice. Always nice not to have that. So there's probably a dozen or so places that would need to be dug up and fixed for one reason or another. But you know, that's about 4,500 feet of pipe. So it's a pretty long stretch. So to have, like I said, a dozen places and almost a mile, pushing a mile of pipe, to get up a 60-year-old pipe, really not too bad. Some of those are, so some of that, you know, in a perfect world, in between manholes, we would have a constant slope on the gravity pipe, so it would be like that. Right. There are certainly places on that run that you don't have that. You got bellies in the pipe, you got sags in the pipe. So probably just need to look at it maybe more in depth with Mr. Grantland and some of the, I kind of had him go back with some of his folks on that have maintenance problems in those areas. Because ideally we want constant slope, but you certainly can make an argument that it's been that way for a number of years. If not having maintenance problems, it's working. Right. So maybe you wouldn't have to dig it up and fix that. You just not going to move on. So
You're talking about slip line and all those, support except for this around 19th and 20th, or but it may be fixing those few spots and then slip line.
that's right. That's kind of how it would have to happen.
Right.
And then 71 to First, there's probably, that's certainly the deepest run of pipe. It's about 13 millimeter feet in pipe. That would be the hardest to dig up just because of the depth and the water table and everything that goes with that. It's a little larger pipe, but there's about 4 or 5 places there that could potentially need to be dug up and fixed before you slip line it. Certainly be the most expensive section to do if you wanted to do that section too. But some of the advantage to the slip line deal is, you don't really have to go all the way first if you don't, if the budget won't allow it. You know, you could stop at 71 if you chose to for now. But all that being said, generally speaking, it's in pretty good shape. I'd say it's probably a pretty good candidate to do some slip line if that's what you wanted to do. Still think, looking back over the original estimate we gave you, I think it was 1.1 million for the sewer and the water, to get whole numbers, or the sewer and the road, I'm sorry. You're probably still in that same ballpark. You know, I wouldn't waver from that number a whole lot right now. It's about 650 for the road and 450 for the sewer, or something like that. But all in all, about 1.1 million, and I think that's still where you're at. Don't know where we need to go from here. Y'all want to think about that and digest that, or what you want to do? That's what I got on that.
All right.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
Clay, spot, and Jim a little bit too. And of course, I blame myself a little bit for maybe not looking at the plan a little closer. But I was not aware until Mr. White brought up his situation tonight in water, that I thought when we got through the CDBG, this latest one on water in North St. Joe, that all North St. Joe was gonna be pretty much taken care
What's
of.
in that plan is actually Avenue A, E, F, G, Robbins, North Park, and North Garrison.
So
That's
that
all
isn't
in
that
this
CDBG.
CDBG grant.
Did you hear that, Mr. White?
Music to my ears.
There you go.
We just don't know how far that money's gonna go until we actually get the bids in and see exactly what we got. Cause what we've been thinking about is, okay, when the bids come back in, we may have to get out there and city staff may have to do some of this work ourselves. That's what we're looking
We've
at.
done it before.
That is the game, it's designed, it's permitted, it's gonna go in an application, we get bids back.
Okay.
Some shape, form, or fashion.
Good deal.
All right, next thing we have on here is the code enforcement. And look on, page 43 and see what's been going on there. Have a lot of trash to pick up, but as long as people wanna pay us to do it, we'll pick it up, no problem. Anyway, we got Richie out there working every day. He's reporting to me every week. Giving me a report of what he's done, what he's wrote up, pictures of trash that needs to be removed, so we got him on the ball, I guarantee you. Any other questions on the code enforcement?
Mayor, we did put one letter in there from the Catholic Church in there, indicating what they were talking about. That is in there, so if we decide to do something further, just let us know. Page 44.
I think at first the Catholic Church was under the impression all thing we wanted to do was cut the branches and hanging over the fence line and clean up the fence line. Now they realize we want them to clean the whole lot. And it's gonna cost $2,200, is that what I saw?
Yeah.
$2,200 and no hauling either. That would definitely be the man they wanna use to the cost cutters. One's got $3,500 and doesn't include hauling charges. This other guy, we charge $2,200, they don't need no hauling. So, I think it's pretty cheap to get that big lot cleaned up. That is a big lot, $2,200, and they're just asking us to give them a little time on this letter to do some fundraising back in. I think we can allow them a little bit of time. While we're speaking on this though, as far as, lots being cleaned up, we still got that one on Woodward Avenue on the corner.
Mr. Burkett said he did hear today from the folks that were cleaning it up, and their intent is they've done everything that they had planned to do at this point in time.
We need to talk to the Sheffields on it. But they ain't cleaned it up nowhere near like it should be. I can tell you that right now. And that man beside them was offered to buy that lot at a decent price, and they won't sell it. Well, if they ain't gonna sell it, they need to clean it up. Is all I gotta say. It's making a bad spot on our city and making that man right beside him got a business. He's worried about people coming and stealing stuff, cause you can't see the highway now. First Street, you used to be able to see First Street. He can show me pictures when that thing was clear.
Do we wanna go ahead and move forward to go to code enforcement action
I
with the
think we
special
do, we're gonna have
master? Is
to. I
that-
mean, I
is
either
that what
give
y'all
the
wanna do?
Sheffields another opportunity to do something different. I mean, they wrote a citation to clean it up. That's what they need to do.
The next step would be to take it to the special master.
Special
That's what
master.
y'all wanna do. Yes.
That's what we'll have to do, I guess. All right, what else we got? Anybody from the public wish to speak tonight? Oh, wait a minute, I'm sorry, I got a police department.
That's right.
Anderson, police department first.
Mayor, I don't have anything unless the board has questions for me.
Thank you. I'll have that. Did we apprehend that subject last night? Robbed the place in town?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Great.
All right, Miss Charlotte?
Just an update, everything is moving well towards Friday, February the 19th for the renaming of Jetty Park. I think we've got everything where we need it.
Okay, great. Anything else?
No, sir.
Okay.
I just want to say thank you.
Hold on, which one?
Me?
Obviously.
Yes, I just want to say thank you to the city of Port St. Joe and you, especially Mayor Patterson, Councilman Brissette, Mr. Thursby, for all that you did to help initiate the parade and everything. So next year, it's gonna be bigger and even better. And I say thank you again to the city as well as, and you, Mr. Anderson, my sweetheart.
All right, thank you, Ms. Lee.
No, thank you.
Okay.
All right, Ms. Amy.
Speak in reference to the 19th, February 19th, Black History Celebration. So it says, we're gonna need some, equipment, to help with decoration, the lattice that we normally use, and just the statues, we're just gonna borrow some of that, and I'll get with, the city had to send the lattice that they have to, for the back, we just wanna decorate the gym with that. And
We got
those
something they
statues
can have,
and
Jim?
flowers.
Is this for the 19th, Amy?
Yes, for the 19th, at 6 o'clock now, just the flowers or whatever, we decorate the bill. Make it look
See
real
what
nice
we
and, get back with the,
We'll look into it. All right, anybody else? Come on up.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, good evening.
I have several concerns.
State your name.
Oh, my name is Vanessa Fennell, and I have several concerns. My mother-in-law lived at 255 Avenue 8. There's an empty lot on the side of her home. I've spoken with Mr. Burkett several times in reference to the owners of that lot, because for the past couple of years, we've had a severe snake problem in her backyard. And I've had to purchase an enormous amount of chemicals or whatever for her backyard. I pay someone to keep her yard up. And I've spoken with Mr. Burkett several times. He tells me that they don't know who the actual owner of that property is. Because the original owner that had that property let that property go back to the bank. The bank is no longer existing. So now that property is out there in limbo, and no one knows who the real owner is. So the city cannot actually pinpoint someone there to clear that property, to clean that land off, to help curtail the snakes that are out there. My thing is, if the city would have that cut to whomever that property may belong to in the future, allow them to incur that bill. That's just my thing. Since he told me, say, on several issues, we've had this conversation, that he cannot find, they can't find out who actually.
Is it just real tall grass or?
It's swampland. It's a snake den. It's nothing but swampland.
We might could take a look at it, Jim, and
Yeah,
just
Ms.
see.
Fennell, if you'll give me your phone number when you leave, I'll see if I can take a look at it. I'm not familiar with which property it is, but I'll get with Mr. Burkett to see what
Right.
My next issue is, and I don't know if you recall the conversation that you and I had in reference to the water in the alley behind my house
Yes.
stands when it rains really bad. Okay, it's still standing.
Still standing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's on which app?
It's Avenue C within the alley of
Yeah, I know
Avenue
we
C.
talked.
Okay, that water is still standing. Now, there are holes, maybe ditches, or what do you call them?
Gutters.
They're not.
Ditches.
They're not actually. There's like holes in the middle of the street when you ride, because I parked in my backyard at that time. But to get down through the alley, there's a lot of holes in the road back in the alley.
In the alley itself.
In the alley itself, So I was asking if something. I know there were some gravel, asphalt, or whatever put back there.
Yeah,
Okay.
milling stuff.
But all that stuff has shifted,
Yeah.
and there's still holes, and there's still a lot of water. Along the side, if you notice on the side of the alley, there used to be once upon a time like a drainage system. Because at the end of the alley, there is a drainage system there, but it hasn't been cleaned in so long until it's just basically grown up or packed or whatever. If we can get that so that water can flow and drain so it won't stand.
Right, we're
Because
moving that too.
that water comes across in my backyard, across the street, over into another empty lot out back of me. And I would appreciate if we can maybe get someone to take a peep at that and see if we can't get something done with it.
Want to get John to look at that too? All right.
Thank you.
We'll do it. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Ms. Fennell.
I do remember us talking, that's been 3 years ago for all that.
That's exactly right.
About time to do something, ain't it?
Thank you. My cell is 774-5948.
Is
But
anyone
I'm at the
else in the
sheriff's
audience
office
wish to
all
speak
day from
tonight?
9 to 5.
Anyone else?
227.
Yes, Vanessa, you didn't mention the water?
15.
Yes, did you? In the alley, the water, no, drinking water.
What about it
Yeah.
now?
Yeah, Miss,
Yeah, we talked about it.
Okay,
Vanessa had a comment.
what he's saying
She came
is,
in late.
and if you all will look in the record, I have called for the city on numerous occasions because my water is still brown.
And
I
what
have-
avenue you on, C?
I'm on Avenue C.
So your pipes in the street should be changed.
Well, that's what I was told.
Have you looked at the pipes going to your house from the street? Now, we do have problems there sometimes.
You got a pretty new house, don't
My house is, it'll be 9 years old.
That's what I'm saying, it's pretty new.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you probably ain't got that old cast iron. Some people do, and they keep getting rusty water because they have bad piping in
It
their yard.
smells horrible. There are times when the city is outside working within that drain at B in Battles, C in Battles. They have to come and take the cap off of my sewage thing in my yard because if not, that stuff backs up into my bathtub and into my toilet.
I know you told me about that.
Okay, so I've got a real big problem and issue. Once I called one of the guys that was out there working, to see, and I showed him it was in my shower, it was in my bathtub, it come up through my toilet. If they don't take that lid off that top of sewage thing in my yard, all that stuff backs up in my yard. Besides having all of that backing up, that water is so yellow to, I had them coming out every day
Right.
to flush my water. You know, it gets a bit annoying to have to constantly call someone out at 5 o'clock. Because I get in every day after 5, and if I decide to take a bath, well, I can't take a bath until someone come and flush that water. So I'll get in the shower, as long as I'm running hot water, it doesn't look as bad, okay? But I have a major problem there with my water at my home, but I hate to be a nuisance.
neighbors,
But-
in the neighborhood, do they have the same problem pretty much? Your
Well, it's
neighbors?
kinda hard to say, cause I kinda get off of work and go home.
Okay. And the reason I ask that, because some areas that are constant problem, we put an auto flusher, and it comes on at certain times and tries, and keeps it
And I say
clean.
that because I don't see my neighbors that often.
Right.
In the mix of my going and coming,
So we,
I don't see them
again,
that
Jim, we may wanna look at if
We're
there's an
gonna-
auto flushing situation.
I'm gonna get with Mr. Grantman tomorrow.
Okay, all right.
We'll
Thank
try to
you.
get you straightened out.
Thank you.
Sorry. Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone else from the public? All right, we'll go with Mr. Lizette, what you got?
I've spoken enough tonight, man.
All right. No problem.
The only thing I got, Mayor, Jim, I talked to you about Cass, called me from Thompson Temple on Avenue E. Yes, sir. We need to look at.
We're working at it.
Okay.
We're looking at it, John's working on it.
Okay,
He said
I
he's
didn't
got some
know.
problems with his, not the road itself, but something else. Cause there was 3 people mentioned things to me during the Martin Luther King Day, and I know John has talked to all 3 of them. Okay, great.
Cass called me last week, and I just wanted to make sure we're on top of that.
Yeah, we're on top of
Okay,
it.
that's
For
all
sure.
I have, yeah.
All right. Yes, sir.
Just a couple things. It's been brought to my attention, and I cannot verify this yet. I'm hoping to work with Jim tomorrow, that the marina is gonna start charging the charter boat captains to just drop off and pick up their clients. He's asking if we can look at an option that there's money down there for that pier. What am I asking about, Jim? That pavilion?
The city pier,
City
actually,
pier
at
at the
the-
end,
at
if we
Frank
could build a
Hay Park,
step down
you're talking about.
where the boats could pull up and they could load their people in there.
They're gonna charge for what?
They're gonna charge to drop, these captains are gonna have to pay a monthly fee if they wanna pick up people right there at the marina.
On top of their rent.
If they're renting it there, yeah.
Yeah.
So, there you go. So it's just something that I wanna look into to see if we can get some truth in that. Other thing, The feasibility study that we looked at, Jim, I remember them saying something about March being the deadline, that something had to happen, just so we don't drop that ball. Do you know anything about where that's at?
Everything has been turned in to DEP at this point in time. We had a pre-application process. So the application, everything has been turned in to Tallahassee, so now we're waiting for them to review that application on their tomorrow.
And we hadn't voted to go forth with that.
No.
Just the application.
Just to apply.
I'm glad you brought it, because we're effective.
It sounds good. We have a month. That's it. And then the last thing, I was in Tallahassee last week. They were having the tax package was rolled out. They're doing $1 billion in tax cuts, but the most exciting thing, bear-proof dumpsters will be tax-free next year.
That all?
That's all I have.
All right, Mr. Thursday.
I don't have anything tonight, but I just wanted to tell everyone that it's good to look out in the audience and see a full house. That's what we like to hear from everybody from our community. We wanna hear what you want, what we need, what we can do to make life better in the city of Fort St. Joe. I just wanna thank everyone for coming out tonight. That's all I've got, Mayor.
And I just want to reiterate what he said. We're always happy to have the public come out. If you don't come out and tell us your concerns, and we may not know, we may not catch us on the street. So please, come back. If you see me anywhere, I'm willing to talk to anybody anytime about anything. And we'll get things solved, I guarantee you.
That's right, working together.
Working together, that's right. All right, I need a motion to adjourn. So move. We're out of here.
Yes, I have.
Take that picture.
Hey, is that thing working?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do not have it.